You're here.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going, guys?
Heidi, folks.
Thank you for stopping by today.
Hope everybody's been doing great. As great as can be, anyway, you know. We got Dad's Vintage Garage with us today.
Stateside, I'm south side. These guys are north of the border.
Chris, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
You're on the south side.
No, he's on north. He's
No,
north.
I'm still technically north.
Like on screen.
All right, so what's everybody doing occupying their time?
Yeah, sales have been pretty slow for me. I think past 2 days now I have no sales. Before that I was getting about a sale a day, so nothing too great on my end. So I've been working on my websites.
Might have been pretty good. Like the weekend, I probably had in total. I had like 10 sales. Yesterday I had 2, and then today I had 3. So it's been really good.
Yeah, that's
really good. I've been so. This is probably better than Q4 almost for me right now. Like it's insane right now.
And Chris, was that stuff that you'd listed recently, or has it been in your store for a while?
I'd say about 40% of the stuff I sold was from my last haul.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's like random things. It's not like certain items.
I shipped out 3 yesterday, 1 today. The one today was remember the video I did where I was accused of shoplifting at the Boy Scout yard sale, and I bought that electric razor. It was a $5 into $65 flip, so that was a good one.
Nice.
But I've had 2 returns this week, which I'm like at this point, if somebody wants to just return it, I don't feel like getting into drama.
Yeah.
I had I'm looking at it because it's under my laptop here. It's an SM3 Pro System Manager Panamax control panel, something System Manager. It's like got plugs in for all the different stuff to run a restaurant, I guess. Yeah. But the guy said it was open box, no directions, and it was just construction overstock basically. So $150 return there.
Oh man,
dang it!
From Las Vegas. He shipped it back. It's fine. I mean, I might try to print some directions and then relist it. And then I had a Memorex Art Deco cassette player, radio CD player from like the 80s. And they said one of the speakers was kind of staticky. I said, just send it back. I'll donate it or whatever. I just don't think anybody needs the stress of drama right now. So just send it back. Cliff, what about you?
Two sales in the last 3 days.
Recent listings or new or old?
One was recent.
Man, you guys get the girls in here, man. You got Jennifer and Tracy.
That's what happens when Cliff goes on.
That's impressive. Cliff, your secret.
It's got that effect on girls.
And Wendy?
Yeah. How's it going, guys, in the chat? Let's go ahead and see who's in the chat right now.
Got Tim, Nate, Art, Wendy, Jennifer, Tracy, Anna. Deep fried deals. Thank you guys all for being here. Hope you guys are all doing great.
I think they come to y'all's show because they feel safe. They're not going to be attacked. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess what I wanted to ask, I mean, in the very beginning, I guess, is when did you start doing reselling, and like what got you into it?
So I'm what's called a part-time. I'm a part-time reseller. I used to have a handyman business. I still dabble in handyman. I've got some restaurant clients where I go in and I just helped open a restaurant, doing all the punch lists for the end of the restaurant. But I still have that income. I sell on Marketplace, but online it's been about, I guess, 2.5, 3 years, and I had a heart valve transplant where I've got a mechanical valve, and I'm not supposed to be up on high ladders, so I kind of had to have a career change. And we're fortunate enough where we've worked really hard to kind of stay out of debt and have some flexibility. And my wife said, "Hey, you've always been good at reselling, yard selling, auctions. Why don't you see if you can do something and with maybe eBay?" And my neighbor across the street said, "John, you can do eBay." And I was like extremely intimidated because I wasn't an online guy, internet, IT, none of that. I I have trouble with a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I listed I was still going to the bins and all that Goodwill. I listed a sleeve of gold metallic golf balls. That was the first thing I'd ever listed on eBay. Sold them, man. I thought I was doing great, and then I got hit with the shipping. I forgot all about shipping, so I ended up losing money that first deal. So then, about a year later, I guess, was when I really when after the heart stuff and all that started diving in it. My neighbor said, "Hey, the best advice he gave me is don't look at what is listed, but look at the comps of what is sold. That only matters is what's sold. Your research is what's sold." And so to this day, pretty much most everything that I either retail, arbitrage, yard sale, scan, I research it to see what's sold, because I have some great ideas, and that if I always get hit if I haven't researched it. Those are the ones that most of the time I lose money on. Are the ones I haven't researched. So I run my business out of my home. I call it a business. I was just looking at. I've been slack. Really, I haven't listed that much since Christmas. But to be completely transparent, I was looking at my numbers on eBay, and they're part-time numbers. They're nothing spectacular. I got 1865 for 90-day total with 80 sold. So I'm just under about one item a day. So with 187 active. So it's part-time, and I got to ramp it up because it can be a time consumer, and then is it really worth my time for the results I'm getting? But I've kind of used it as a mode to kind of clean out my house, clean out my stuff, clutter. I've got 3 kids, and I've kind of set a bad example with my piles, and then it's like, how can I expect them to clean their room up if I haven't cleaned my crap up?
Yeah.
So
Has this whole situation here been affecting you much, your sales?
I don't really think so. I mean, it's just because I'm doing like about one item a day.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my problem is I'm not consistently listing every day to kind of feed the beast, to keep the computer in my favor. I really think you've got to list a couple items a day to kind of keep the listings exposed, on eBay. But a lot of my stuff I've had listed for like a year. I just need to probably just clean it out and donate it. And now I don't even have a place to donate it because the thrift stores won't take it.
That's right. They're closed.
Yeah. There was on one of the Facebook groups, or one of the girls had posted that she had gone by to drop some stuff off, realized that Goodwill was closed, and there was a load pile of stuff out. And she said it was getting ready to rain or snow. And so she basically did a little shopping right there. And some people were getting on her for, oh, that's stealing or whatever. But honestly, I bet you, if it rains and snows on it, Goodwill's going to throw it away anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I would suspect most of this stuff there's going to be a mandate where they're going to have to throw it away because they can't verify, how clean it is if everybody's all paranoid about clean. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do. I'll be honest with you. Those little steel things that say clothes and shoes only, and when people stack stuff outside of that box and don't put it in the box, I don't have a problem with going by there because they don't go by and collect those like they should. And if it's getting ready to rain, it's going to get ruined anyway. So that's just me. Oh, I'm a dumpster diver too. I dumpster dive.
Nice.
And it's kind of slow. The other day, we are semi quarantining at home, but I did have to run by the nursing home and drop a big case of Mountain Dew off for the nurses and some garden seeds. And I went to the post office, and then I went by Marshall's is one of the dumpsters that I sometimes hit, and they've been closed for a couple of days. Their dumpster was totally empty, so that was out. And I had Brady with me, so he's like semi-embarrassed about going. When I don't tell him that we're going to go, I take him with me, and then I spring it on him that we're going to go. He doesn't appreciate that. But then I hit Aldi's, and Aldi's is always, if you get it on, you can pretty much find something every day in Aldi's. I probably got about 30 drinks between orange crushes, waters, and some other carbonated drink. I think their rule at Aldi's, if it's anything returned, no matter what it is, they throw it away. They cannot guarantee the quality to put it back on the shelf. So that's where I get all my beer, Aldi's dumpster.
Wow.
So, hey, Marie and Justin, how are you guys?
Hey, Maria, Justin.
So that's the quick of it, I guess. I like doing yard sales. Not as much the older I get. I can't remember. I've probably done about 40 yard sales in my life, if not more. But once we get rolling and start doing the deal, I like it. It's just the run up to my kids. We did a flea market one weekend, and I got one of my boys to help me. I told him I'd split it 50-50 with him. And he made I think it was $250 in 4 hours. He said, "Man, that's easy money." And I said, "You don't realize all the work the week before getting it all ready.
Yeah.
If I put that into the time clock, you wouldn't have made as much because it is a lot of work. But reselling's a lot of work too. It's not easy peasy.
It is. Yeah.
It's being self-employed or doing stuff on the side. It definitely takes discipline that I don't have all the time.
Is there a specific whenever you've gone dumpster diving, is there anything that you found that was amazing? Like what was the best find you think you found?
Software. It paid, now that I can talk about it because I've sold it all and it's been past 60, 90 days. One of the office supply stores threw away all their Office Pro, 3D whatever graphics.
Oh wow.
All the different programs I did. And man, it was like the mother load, man. They had just dumped the whole. There was about I paid my mortgage basically 2 months with that. So my mortgage is $1,800 a month.
Wow.
And,
Nice.
It was good. That was a freebie, so that was nice. So and I only got 2 returns on that. One was is it Rosetta Stone language was one, and one other one, and a couple of them I actually did. I didn't realize that it didn't have it. Some of them just have the key code in the middle, and they were not. Some were for, it said, I guess, for North American distribution only, but they were bought over Saudi Arabia or whatever. We ended up just selling, and then the key code, and it worked out great. It did. I had no, knock on wood, I had no problems just transferring the key code going.
That's awesome.
So that was the best find.
Yeah.
I've been nothing recent. Matter of fact, right now, if you're now, well, I guess if you're not supposed to be running around getting in trouble, but now's a great time to dumpster dive because that's the last thing on police officers' minds and everything going on. Nobody's going to worry about what's going on in the dumpster. But I have, I've tried 2 or 3 times, been called. The police have come to the house, embarrassed my wife. You know, she was so embarrassed the police showed up to our house in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
That was a CVS, and I guarantee the employees were upset that they didn't get the stuff. I mean, it was ocean spray, grapefruit juice, cereals, all stuff that was within date. I guess they had just gotten new merchandise in for the space.
Yeah.
And they threw it out. So, and then let's see. And then Pier 1 is probably the one where I scared the young girl was bringing stuff out. And I was pulling these nice baskets out of the dumpster. And I said, "Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. Oh, these are nice baskets. Why are you guys throwing these away?" She ran back in. I took off. Yeah.
What time it is, right?
And then I did, my second best, I guess, recently, Chris, was I got some toner cartridges from Walgreens. And I don't dive at Walgreens that much, but that was one where I was just kind of doing a recon mission to check it. And, man, I pulled out 2, they were, was it Lexmark or one of the brand name toner cartridges, and that was like $85 pop right there.
Yeah.
So
I love finding them. Anything to
yeah. So how about, do you guys dumpster dive at all, Chris?
No, I think it's completely illegal here.
Illegal?
Yeah, I don't think, I've never done it, but a lot of the time when I try to look, the closest thing I was able to actually see was maybe Walmart returns, but
Right.
they're like surveillance.
Oh, Walmart's got big time cameras. The other thing that's, you know, if you're a reseller, dumpsters are great for getting boxes and shipping materials. I know Bath and Body Works have some great like candle boxes that are sturdy. Yeah, that's correct. Sounds like a fire truck. Got it? Uh-oh. Oh, I can see the siren there in Jody's. On his flag. He must be going to get a dumpster diver.
Yeah, I think it's the neighbor building. Oh, there's more coming.
Oh. I like the sign that you have in the back.
Yeah, that's actually a that the wood part is it's a boat floorboard door at the bottom of a boat.
Oh, no way. Nice. Did you make it?
I did. I bought that. It was in it's the endless. I think it's Route 307 endless yard sale down in North Carolina, and I picked it up at a sale. I think I only paid $1 for it.
Oh,
And
wow.
then the letters are from a Macy's that closed up, and I bought those. Those were just display letters, and I just glued them on there. So that's when I ever do my little vintage home shows or whatever. I take that with me.
Shit.
And then if I ever get organized to really start doing, you know, a lot of lives on YouTube, that'll be my background.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like the way it was done.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Here's
Y'all
my building too.
Run DMC that used to have In Jail Without Bail. Remember that song? In Jail Without Bail.
I got 5 on ball money. Oh, bail money, sorry.
So that band uniform, that marching band uniform was a storage unit buy. I bought, I think they were 99 cents a piece. It was a storage unit auction, I guess, and the guy was selling out of his storage unit. And they're from West Knoxville, Tennessee. And I ended up selling some singles, and then I sold like 6 to 8 of them to a record label. Here comes some more, Jody.
Yeah, they're all here.
I sold 6 to 8 of them to a record label out in LA. And I said, "Hey, what are you going to do with these?" And then I was first like, "Oh, crap, I shouldn't have asked that because they might be doing a porn video or something." But they were doing some record video. And the guy said he was going to send. He never sent me the link to the video. So anyway, that was an example where he bought them, and then he said, "Hey, I don't want to use eBay shipping. Can I send you my FedEx label?" And I had to wait. He sent me his label. I put it on there, and it shipped. And you know, you hear horror stories about stuff like that. But I figured he probably needed it. So, hey, Jody, where's the dance pole, man? You got the strobe light in the back.
No dance floor.
Oh man.
What are you doing?
Oh, so it's freestyle.
What, Kendall? They can't see anything.
No.
Here, you want to show it?
No.
Oh.
Hi, Kendall.
Kendall, Cliff said hi. You want to come say hi?
Hi.
Come over. Come on.
I said hi.
They're all from Canada. These guys, they're nice guys.
Hi.
Hello, Wade.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Dad, what's the
So we've done
what's the favorite
favorite what?
cup?
Tracy's on here too, Kendall. One of your favorites.
Yeah, she says cuss words.
Oh, did Tracy hear that? Oh, see, she said, "Hey, Kendall." Tracy, did you hear that? Tracy says cuss words. I'm a bad daddy. I'll not let you watch that. So, all right, that's enough, Kendall.
I'm here.
What? Do you want to do show and tell?
No.
So we've done, being home. Let's see, we're in week 2.
Week 5.
No, week 2, I think it is.
And we have how many weeks left?
Here, come on.
We have 10,000 weeks left.
10,000
Just
more weeks.
relax. Just relax, Jody. If they were for you, you would have. You'd know it already.
Dad,
Just relax.
what did she say?
I'm pretty calm. I just want to
Oh,
see
I don't know. Let me
run.
check and see. Let's see. Here, I'll let you type. You want to do it? No?
No, Dad. Ask her.
No. We'll go on one of her shows later.
See it. And she's going to say cuss words.
So I guess
So yeah, just trying to keep the kids busy. Caroline's home from school. My wife's a librarian at the middle school.
okay.
And getting up, she still kind of had to do some remote stuff, but she's starting to get a little bit concerned about her job a little bit because if everybody starts doing work online, then they're going to realize they don't need all these teachers, in the classroom, and they may start realigning how school's done. I don't know. We'll
Can I
see.
do this?
But school's out for the summer right now.
School's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah. So we try to do. We've gone on a lot of walks. We've done hikes visited a couple of parks.
I got a tick.
Kendall got a tick yesterday. We actually went out to one of the local counties, and man, it's just beautiful. So this farm, I guess the guy donated the farm to the county. The farm, to tell you how big the farm was, he had 6 silos. So I think that's a pretty big farm to have.
Yeah, that
6.
is.
Daddy, can you
But
go
we
with
ended up hiking on some trails that had been bushwhacked down, and then the trails kind of went cold. We actually got lost, but we found our way back, and that was good. That was a good little
Our
fun hike.
neighbors came with us.
Yeah, the neighbors went, and the kids found about 100 shotgun shells. So that was
No,
our shell hunt.
10,000.
No, it was about 100.
No, it was
So
about
okay, all right. Give me a break, please. Thank you.
You're boring.
Hey, boys, that's good BC for you.
Daddy.
You know what BC is, right?
No,
Birth control.
I already have one.
Oh, you do, Chris?
Daddy,
I've got 3. She's my youngest, and I've got 2 boys. So Cooper and Brady.
I have a
Yeah.
4-year-old that's like running around already.
Wait,
Later, yeah.
but I'll
Thank you.
leave you alone.
You'll leave me alone anyway, please. Thank
No,
you.
I won't. Dad, don't get some.
Oh my gosh. Go. Thank you.
Fine.
Oh my gosh, she hasn't even hit the hormonal stage, and she can go from being so sweet to like, I'm the worst daddy ever. And I'm like, well, how do you know I'm the worst? I'm the only one you've ever had.
No, I had another dad before you.
Oh, you did?
He was nicer.
Mommy didn't tell me about that one.
Oh wow.
He gave me everything I asked for, and you gave me nothing.
Oh, yeah. All right, Kendall. Go up and see Mommy, please.
She won't let me even go in her room.
Oh, so she's locked you out too. She's probably the worst mommy then, huh?
No, she's the best mommy. And you're the worst daddy.
All right, come on.
The opposite.
We don't need CPS on us. All right, what else? What else? What other questions you guys got? And then I'm going to tell you a deep secret.
Ooh. I guess judging by the stuff that you pick up, I mean, I guess you generally you get a lot of everything, or is there specifics things that you do pick up or you don't?
I get more excited about the odd things, the hard goods. I was sourcing clothes, graphic tees. Like I just sold a Marine Corps marathon shirt from 2010. But I really went, I was buying them at Salvation Army on 50% off day and then listing them, selling them between 12 to 18. And my business model has kind of changed because I'm trying to, my ASP, my average sale price, to get it up to make it worth my time. It's like, that razor, that Braun razor I just sold, bought it for $5, sold it for $65. It was about $7 shipped. So it was about $45 profit. I mean, I'd have to sell about 5 or 6 T-shirts to make $45.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm starting to get better at it. I mean, I go down some of my lists here. I've just sold that collector spoon, that vintage spoon set that I did a video on. That was $18 with $9 shipping, but I had 0 cost in it. It was free. The yearbook I got for free. I sold for $15 plus $3 shipped media mail. That nebulizer shipped to California, $17. Let's see, buyer paid total of $23.15. That shipped to California. That guy needed it. He said he had been exposed to the COVID-19. So,
Oh man.
that was kind of wild. Vintage puzzle that I've had for a while. I think it was missing a couple pieces. Sold it for $8. But it's mainly hard goods. There's a toner cartridge for $49. I bought that at Sears for $5 when they were liquidating closing Sears.
Oh, nice.
What else? Bug traps. I bought those at Walmart for 25 cents, sold them for $10.85. So that was an easy ship, but was it really profitable? I don't know.
Daddy.
So, it's tough. If you want to make an average sale price of $15, $20, you can't do that if you're selling $10 items.
Yeah.
Bottom line. It's like, oh, it's a quick buck. Like I sold a 2018 Rand McNally Road Atlas, $7.85. I had 0 cost in it because it was dumpster dove. I got about 6 of those. But by the time I spend, $7.85 media mail, by the time I spend my time wrapping it up, I probably made like $2 on it. Not worth it.
Daddy, I'm looking in the
IHOP coffee mugs, 50 cents a piece at a freight liquidator. I sold them. I sold 2 sets of those. Those shipped to Japan. Both of them sold within like 30 minutes, and they both global shipped to Japan. And the guy asked me if I had more.
Daddy.
Vacuum cleaner bags, believe it or not, that was a freebie from a house clean out. It was a broken bag of 5. It's shipped for $14.85, under £1. So that was about on vac bags.
Look what I'm wearing.
So yeah, not a lot of clothes. It's mainly hard goods. So here's one I lost money on. It was a Presto Fry Daddy electric deep fryer. I just wanted it out. It was taking up space. I took $8, but the guy paid $12.25 to ship it. So I probably made it. I had $5 in it from a yard sale. It was new in the box, so I probably made about $4. It wasn't worth. That's not worth it.
Daddy, I'm in my workout clothes.
Great, you're not working out on YouTube. So
Well, I know how to work out well.
oh, here's a good one I did back, and this one was back. It was cookie cutters, which I did a cookie cutter video. Cliff, what are you laughing at? You look like you're so happy.
I'm always happy.
You happy boy. Copper cookie cutters, like I think they were Williams Sonoma, and those all shipped down to Texas. The whole lot, I think I bought the whole lot for $25 at a like a private school yard sale. And when it was all said and done, when I divided them up, I think I made about $225. So that was a chip. Yeah, hard goods,
Super
puzzles,
light.
sprinkler heads. I do retail arbitrage at Lowe's because I do have some background, since I had a handyman business and I already had the relationships there. Buying like special order plumbing, faucets, fixtures. And these were sprinkler heads that were special order Hunter rotator sprinkler heads, and I had 50 cents in them and sold them for $18.45. So that was a good one.
Yeah, not bad.
So I try to keep my buy price down. I'm tight. I still have trouble dropping. I need to realize if I drop $50 in an item, I can make $200 or $300. I still have trouble letting go of that $50. A nickel and dime.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So yeah, so I just found like December 25th, I think was the last day I sold software, and it was Corel Video Studio Ultimate X9, and it shipped for $15.85. But that was a freebie. That was a dumpster dive. So
Nice.
So have any of you guys dove? I know I've been watching a little bit of Jennifer Hayes and her Etsy adventures. Have any of you guys dove into Etsy at all?
I haven't tried yet.
Nope,
Nope. Macari?
me neither.
We don't
Yeah.
have Macari in Canada.
Hannah? Oh, you don't? Okay. I noticed Macari's really been advertising pretty hard here in the States. And I think a lot of the resellers are having fun doing it. So what's y'all's guilty pleasure? Here I'm interviewing you guys, but what outside of reseller YouTubers, what are some of your clean, I'm not saying clean guilty pleasure, but what some of your YouTubers that you like outside of reseller YouTubers?
All depends
Do you
what
have any?
mood I'm in.
So, like, Cliff, what do you do? Watch 3D guys or what? 3D printer?
Actually, no. I haven't watched very many 3D printing channels. The only one that comes to mind is 3D Printing Nerd.
Mine, I like watching a guy named the Hoof GP. And he basically, I think he's from Scotland or England. And he goes around all the dairy farms or the cattle farms, and he's got this little rig. He pulls up and he trims the cow's feet, their toes. And sometimes he has to treat them for infection, and there's nails sometimes stuck in there and rocks. And I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's disgusting, but it's kind of cool, man. Some of these cows, man, it's like, they come in all muddy, and then he starts grinding the hoof off, and there's this infection in there, and then he's got to dig all that out, and then he packs it with like some zinc paste stuff, and then he wraps it, and sometimes he puts a block on there to raise the one hoof off the ground so it doesn't ever get contact while it heals. So that's a cool one. And then I've been watching a lot of, kind of, I guess not prepper channels, but guys that kind of, I watched Dr. John Campbell from England and Peak Prosperity are two that I've kind of been getting my information on all this COVID-19 stuff. And they've been predicting kind of what's happened now back in February, early February, which kind of,
Yeah.
How about you, Chris? What are your channels?
I watch a lot of fishing if I'm not watching reselling. So like there's a couple that I generally watch. There's one is John B. The other one is like I watch Lunkers TV as well. Like that whole group that they have, I generally watch
Right.
guys. And yeah, those are the main guys I've been watching generally though. And then I don't really watch much other things other than reselling channels too.
Right. Jody?
You say channels other than reselling?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a few. I like the channel I Am. It's less than a year old. I like 2-Minute Papers, Pleasant Green, Data is Beautiful, Daily Driven Exotics, GT Ogre. These are all great channels.
I Am 2-Minute Paper.
Yeah. 2-Minute Papers. I have Pleasant Green. Here, I can write them all in the...
Yeah, I think it's kind of, I man, you pop around and you see everybody in chats and all that. I sometimes just get overwhelmed with all the reseller stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, it can be hard to follow sometimes if there's a lot like on the same day, and especially now since everyone's home, there's a lot more lives, I'd say, than
Right.
normal.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's I guess whatever interests you, I guess, whatever catches your eye.
Yeah.
And my can of Spam may have been an infected hoof at one point. Deep fried deals, yeah.
Dad, come shut the door.
Guys, if you have
Oh,
any
gee. Okay, hold on a second.
I mean, please feel free to ask them if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to help out with answering them for you.
Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what, Tim? I noticed that too. When I was looking through my subscriptions to see who's live, yours never popped up when you went live today. It was interesting. I had to actually go into your channel to see that you were live. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, it doesn't sort the current lives up at the top anymore.
It's weird.
Kendall almost had a toilet overflow.
Oh,
We just got finished putting new flooring downstairs, and I'm like, man, we've already had like one toilet overflow. It's just frustrating after you put a new floor down. All right, so what's it? I'm not even watching the chat. Did we run a lot of people off, Cliff? Oh, Harry's here.
hey, Harry.
2 drink
how's it going?
minimum. Just carbonated water, Harry. His channel's taken off this past couple months
Oh yeah.
with his, his doing his live 2 drink minimum. He's just provided a neat little niche, early evening niche to come hang out.
Yeah, I love a good Harry live. Even his Instagram, if you watch his Instagram, it's pretty funny too.
Oh, I haven't friended. I still need to figure out. I just post pictures on Instagram. I've got to learn how to put a title or something. I don't even know how to do that. The latest one I did was that bucket full of shotgun shells from our walk in the park. But he's got the house full. I guess his college, or I guess it's home from college or school. So it sounds like he's got a busy house going right now too. So Chris, how old are your kids or your child?
My daughter is 4 right now, turning 5 this year.
4. Okay. Yep. So she needs some attention.
Yeah, she's been keeping me busy with this no school thing. She's been getting bored like pretty quickly, so we try to keep her busy, but it's pretty tough. Like we try to limit her going out too much. Not to. We do to take her out every now and then. Just not too much.
Yeah, it's okay. How long is the delay? Is it about 30, 40 seconds from StreamYard to YouTube?
I think it's about like 10 or 20 maybe.
Is it? It seems so much longer.
Yeah, no, I know that is an issue. I think it's always been brought up to StreamYard. I don't know how they're gonna fix that.
Does it? So Cliff, you're pay to play, right? You get hours a month.
Oh, I just noticed that's back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I lost. I got downgraded.
Does Cliff you pay to play, right? Because you do over 20 hours a month.
No, I got downgraded.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just noticed the StreamYard logo
Does
right here?
anybody, Jody, do you pay for a StreamYard? Just keep it under 20
No.
hours.
No. I only use maybe 4 to 6 hours a month, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most I've used was maybe 13, 14 hours,
Right.
but I never really go over that.
Right.
There was one stretch of time I hit 20 hours inside a week, I think.
That's when you were filming your girlfriend printing all those things, right? And you just kept
Yeah.
it going. Yeah.
Now I'm
That was
running out of filament.
Mm.
So they had one of the sites I look at is called govdeals.com, and they had a card catalog, a wooden library card catalog for sale. My wife always wanted one, but it's already up to like $500 with
Jeez.
18 bids. So
Oh wow.
that's a little bit of money to be spending right now with just everything up in the air.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are really talkative.
Cliff's the most.
My clock is broken. I need to change the time so it looks different.
Cliff, say hi as soon as
Change
you
it to-
hear this.
Change it to 10:10.
10:10.
Yeah.
I feel like you're a pretty far delay today.
I agree. Yeah, Cliff, your delay is like crazy right now.
Yeah, it looks like
I
he's
was going to say
frozen.
the same about you guys.
Hey, back from burnout is here.
Well,
Hey, Mel.
I see that that putting the time on the clock, the clocks and watches is 10:10 is a marketing trick done back in the early mail order catalog days. 'Cause there obviously wasn't a battery in the clocks and watches that they were taking pictures of, so they'd set the time to 10:10. It'd make them look like they were smiling.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I never thought of that.
And you look in a Sears magazine anywhere, 20, 30, 40 years back, every analog watch and clock says 10:10.
I've got a 1939 Sears catalog I've got to get listed. I'd go grab it if I knew exactly. I think I know where it is. You want me to go see if I can find it real quick? Kelly's in the house. Hip flipping mama. She's getting ready to do her weekly auction tomorrow night. She does a Wednesday night jewelry auction
Oh, nice.
for all you boys that need jewelry. Yeah, the unemployment. My sister worked at Kinsella Resort, which is right in Williamsburg, Virginia. She got laid off and has tried to file for unemployment. She had two of her guests back earlier in the year that got confirmed as COVID-19 sick with that. And so she decided to self-quarantine for a week. And then that week when she was home self-quarantining, the corporate called and not only laid her off, but laid a lot of other of her colleagues off. And, I kind of told her this isn't a quick fix. It's going to be months, not weeks to get this thing fixed. And, I got to stop giving my opinion. Unless I can get all into it.
Yeah.
So far, Justin is still essential. Yeah. I was talking to somebody today. I wish they'd just shut down the stock market. I don't think the stock market is essential. It's almost like a gamble. They're just buying stuff to make more money or lose money. They just need to shut it down until this is behind us. I mean, shoot, they're dumping billions. All right, guys, talk about something so I don't start getting on the horse.
Okay. So do you mainly sell just on eBay, or do you sell on any other platforms?
I do merchant fulfilled on, sell maybe about one item a month, and I don't even track. Like the last thing, I can't remember the last thing I shipped out, and then they sent me like a $4.12 deposit, and I'm like, well, that's not worth it. So someone said sometimes they hold money back in case there's a return or something like that. So I've got to check that money like it's being held. But we'll see.
Yeah, luckily I managed to get my last shipment on Amazon. It just got confirmed this weekend that it came in. So it's been starting to get sales.
So you shipped it in. They said they received it, but they haven't in-processed it yet, right? They haven't put it on the shelf yet, right?
Well, and on the weekend they told me that they received it, but it showed that it was already processed on Monday. Yeah. Because I noticed I got a sale, and I just got a sale now. Beauty.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got I got a note that I had a sale yesterday on Amazon for one of the DVDs I had up there. So I know that was a new one that I brought in from the last shipment that I brought in.
Now, Chris, did you self-teach yourself how to do the labels and all that, or did you get help to do it?
To be honest, I had some help with the labeling part, just because I would. I always message Tiffany from Eat Sleep Amazon.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah.
She's been really helpful for me. So
Yeah.
I always talk to her whenever I have questions about Amazon. But like minus the stuff that like we're allowed to sell or not, like other things like how to do stuff, like certain things, she's been awesome to help for helping me.
They did. Tiffany helped, and Tracy were two that helped me when I was first getting on YouTube. And Hip Flippin' Mama also. So, yeah, because it's like my wife's supportive, but she's not into it, you know. Chris is talking. That's funny.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, Nate. Yeah, you know you're an expert too. I should ask you more.
Yeah, he does. I mean, are you full time, Chris?
No, I do
work?
part time, but I've been ramping up lately.
Right. What's your work? What do you do for work?
Well, not right now, nothing because I got laid off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. But I've been just trying to grab a whole bunch of stuff. A couple weeks ago, I've been trying to just ramp up my inventory to try to get more sales until my my employment insurance kicks in. But I've been looking around too to find full-time work right now. So it sucks, but I mean I get what's going on. It sucks but I mean I'm doing with like whatever I have. Like I'll make it work. And
Right. So you're full time.
Mm-hmm. You're full time right now, yeah.
Yeah, technically. Like
Sorry to hear about your job though.
yeah, I know it sucks. But I mean I have a lot of things to fall back on right now. So I've been fortunate to have eBay and Amazon. I do a bit of Uber Eats still, which has been pretty crazy right now. Luckily, just because there's no more, like you can't take out in stores anymore. They can only do delivery. Specifically, I think for McDonald's. And like, yeah, it's like I think one day I pulled in like $150 working like 6-7 hours.
Do you find they tip better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before there was no option to give a tip or anything like that in the app, but now there actually is. So I've been noticed. It's not a lot, but I mean, it's obviously it's better than nothing.
Right. And is it still? Because I know some of our restaurants, they're not even taking cash. They don't want to touch any of your money or whatever. They just want you to run the credit card on the app, and then you're just come say who you are, and they give you your stuff. So
yeah, that's right. One of the local deals I actually had, he asked if I could e-transfer the money to him as opposed to giving him cash.
wow, yeah.
So I did it. Like we were near each other, and then we just did the whole. I sent him the money through the phone through there, and he got it like right away. So then
Right.
it was legit or no scamming or anything like that.
So have you guys had any like reflection? Was that Tommy? No. Over the years.
As Tim,
Reflections of kind of what's more important since things have slowed down or changed for you? Or is it just kind of like, are you just in like survival mode?
No, For me specifically, I did a lot of reflection on like just spending more time with family.
Yeah.
Like, just wanting to like I've dedicated like a lot of my time just watching my daughter because my wife is still working. She's considered essential where she's working right now,
Right.
which is weird because like she works for a law office for like real estate, and like she's a paralegal there, and so like she's part of a specific category of like construction. So like construction's considered essential here as well,
Right.
and like
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, if the funding didn't come through on, you know, what construction projects slow down.
exactly, yeah, because like I'm sure like it's for like new developments and stuff, like condos and townhouses. So like if people are not going to be buying, like
Yeah.
what, like it's definitely going to slow down for sure.
I've got an aunt down in Texas, Frisco, Texas area, and she's had her house up for sale, and it was just a timing thing. You know, she put it up like about a month and a half ago, and all this was starting to get on the radar. And now it's like they won't even do house showings. You don't want, because they're talking about having to decontaminate the house after somebody shows it. You don't even want them in your house.
Yeah.
You just don't know. So, yeah, there's a lot of unknowns right now.
Yeah, I would think they'd have to do some sort of like virtual tour or something of the
Right.
house.
I mean, it's definitely a buyer's market. You know, if you
Oh,
got
yeah.
cash that you can not necessarily waste, but, you know, if you had the prospect of, you know, buying a house, whether you're going to have a job in 6 months, whether the economy is going to go south, you know, more market adjustments, more, you know, it's like, I don't know if I'd want to put money down on the house right now. How about you, Jody? Any reflection, or are you like worried about it, or are you just kind of taking it, or what's going on with you?
It's definitely worrying for me.
Yeah.
Sales have definitely dropped quite a bit. So I've been just trying to work harder on my websites a bit, I guess. But that's not helping out too much either because AdSense, that's how I make money from my websites is AdSense. And businesses aren't really spending that much money on ads right now.
Right. Yeah, there was a car advertisement down here, and the commercial, the guy sneezed or something in the commercial, and I'm like, oh, that commercial definitely was made before all this hit the fan, because they wouldn't have a sneeze in a commercial.
Yeah.
Cliff, what about you, man?
I've just been living.
Yeah, I just everybody needs to work on their mental health. You know, Destiny talks about mental health, and it's just like everybody's got different degrees of mental illness or mental struggles, and it's real easy right now to get down. And so I try to go to my happy place or happy space and be up, because you know, it's like if you're just single and you don't have anybody to worry about, it's just you. But man, I've got like, between my family and then I've got my wife's mom and dad right down the street, I've got 7 people I've got to kind of be concerned with on who goes out in public, how we're getting fed, you know. So I've got to stay up, but it can get down or depressing just thinking of different things. And it's not what, you know,
Yeah.
I kind of have a thing. I don't listen to what people say. I watch what they do. And it kind of concerns me with a lot of stuff going on. We're not getting the complete story, in my opinion.
Here, check out what I sold. It's a members only jacket. I sold it for $19.99.
Yeah.
I had it in my store for a long time though, probably like 5 months. So I
Yep.
got it originally for $8. So I wanted this moved. But yeah, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, some days it's a victory just to make the sale, just to kind of keep stuff moving. So thanks, Jennifer, for posting a YouTube thing.
But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Dad's Vintage Garage, thank you, Jennifer, for putting the link. So were there specific YouTube resellers that you actually like learned a lot from, you'd say?
Yeah, a bunch of all of them. I mean, I kind of like, it's funny, I've kind of watched, I've watched the drama. I've watched, I knew Justin, not, just as a reseller, not really as a friend or a buddy, but just as a fellow reseller, RVA Flips. We met at the Salvation Army one day. So I've watched his YouTube channel go from nothing to what it is today. Who are some, when I first got started watching a lot of Rally Roots, I liked their attitude about traveling. I enjoy traveling. And then just a bunch of the different, I watched, let me go through my, who's my, some of my subs. Hit Flippin' Mama was a great friend in the beginning. She got me on some of her lives. Tracy, Tiffany, Marie, and Justin have always kind of popped in. Who is I'm trying to think of, because they kind of change, you kind of change over time.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
I like Commonwealth Picker.
Yes.
Todd, Flippin' Hustler. I was one of his first sponsors. I bought a side of his coffee pot so he could travel out and see who's the man, I've forgotten her name that lived out in Colorado.
Kimmy?
Kimmy, yeah. I miss Kimmy,
Yeah.
I loved her quacky personality.
She came to one of our shows one time. I think it was like last week or the week before.
Texas Gal Treasure, and then who's the Kansas girl? What's her name? I don't know. So, it's all over. I watch the morning shows with Anthony and Nate, and then I still do Bearded Picker and, those guys too. Scott's even come on some of my lives, which has been kind of neat, just when we're sitting around and talking.
Nice.
Just as I'm like, what? He's in the green room? I was like, you kidding me? I like She Sells by Sue. I was on, stopped in on Danny May's live last night. She did her first live show.
Yeah, she had a good turnout.
Yeah, she had great turnout, man.
Even Casey Rockstar Flipper came by too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good show. I like some of the guys over, like Snobby Scrap Picker and all that. But my goal, I would love to land the first interview with Bumcrack. Interview with Bumcrack.
That would be
That's
breaking news.
that's like the YouTube holy grail right now.
I know. Who is this Bumcrack guy or girl? We don't know. It could be a bisexual. Who knows? Could be anything. Could be Bumcrack the giraffe.
Mm, some know more than others.
That's true.
There's some really interesting content on YouTube too. If you sit there and watch, you watch. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but it's kind of just some of the. It's just some funny stuff. I have never smoked pot before, but I like some of the 420 content. Those guys are kind of funny. They just sit around. They got their little music going, and they got their or their tray or whatever, their bong, and oh, it's funny.
Yeah, it's a good thing to watch.
I know Tracy. He's definitely a man. The man. I know. Bum crack. He's so. I mean, so nice too, man. He is glued to everybody's supportive of everybody's channel and always saying hi and yeah, that's really neat. That's the neat thing about YouTube is, you know, gosh knows we never would have met each other except for YouTube. But it makes us realize you got a lot of more in common than we have in different.
Nah, I agree. It's crazy how this whole.
It's sad that drama has to happen because bottom line, if you just don't like what somebody's saying, just switch to somebody else. You don't have to listen to them.
Yeah.
You know, don't participate.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, West Gary, I just shipped those out yesterday. They went to auction, and I had some extra. I sold all the loose spoons, and then I had some that were prepackaged, and I sent them all to the guy. I'm just trying to clean out. So the spoons are gone.
How many spoons for how much?
There's about 50 spoons for $18
Oh wow.
plus shipping. I did a video on it, and they were neat because it was like, you know, just travel spoons and all that. The neatest one in there was it looked like a Oneida community pattern, and it was from Niagara Falls. And then there were a couple, what's the secret society? Mason spoons, 2 Mason spoons in there that were like touristy spoons. They weren't anything fancy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No 925, except maybe that one Oneida one. But I gotta let this stuff go.
Yeah, I got a lot of like 300 collectible spoons once at a garage sale for $20.
Did
I
you?
ended up selling
Yeah.
100 of those at South Korea for like $100.
Nice.
And some to the U.S. and some to Canada. It was pretty awesome. Just giant lots.
There's a little preview from the Hoof Doctor.
Whoops.
That's looking gross, isn't it?
There
So anyway,
he goes.
he's got 200,000 subscribers to that channel, man. So I'm not the only gross guy watching that. And he shoots his videos with a GoPro, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it. So what would you say is your best sale to date?
Again, it comes back to paying my mortgage. I bought some cadaver tables from the UVA, University of Virginia Medical Center in Charlottesville. And it was an online auction, and they were stainless steel tables. And the story was they were like 18 inches wide, and they were upgrading to like 22 or 24 inches wide because I guess the the dead bodies were getting more obese and the trays were too big or too small. And I ended up buying, I think it was like 18 or 24 of them. It was 2 lots of them. And I loaded them up. And again, that's another sale where it helped pay the mortgage like 2 months. That was a couple years back, but that was a good little find.
Nice.
And I still have, I had a couple of the bases left. I got rid of the trays, but I kept the bases because they were all stainless steel. And then I was going to put like butcher block on them. And one of my last shows I did, home shows or whatever, I had one of those tables with, casters, and they had a top on it, and it wasn't selling. It was getting to the end of the show. I had a goal, it was either 500 or $800. I think it was $800 I did. Not the table wasn't 800. I set a goal to sell that much. I wasn't going to hit the goal at all. And it was getting to the end of the show, like the last hour or so. And this young girl walks in like a Scottish skirt, black tights, gothy looking. She walks in, points to the table and says, "That's a cadaver table. I've got to have it." Just because the base, she knew it was a cadaver table.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, do you need it delivered?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." I said, "If you pay, it was like $225 or $250 or whatever it was, I'll deliver it." And so I sold. That was one of my last of the cadaver tables I sold. That the other ones I sold them in lots to not nursing homes. What are the funeral homes? They needed them for body, for working on the bodies and all that. And I had a buddy that used to do body removals. When people died, he'd go pick up the bodies and take them either down to the ME or down to the funeral home. And so he had all these connections to all the funeral homes, and that worked out great, man. It was cash deal. And I didn't have to, I did store them in a storage facility for like 1 month. So I paid like $30 introductory application fee, but I got them moved out and sold. So that was probably one of my other better sales.
Nice.
How about you guys?
A couple of pair of Gucci glasses were pretty nice sales for me.
Where'd you find the glasses?
$20 a piece at the Goodwill.
Uh-huh.
And they sold for $90 and $100 each.
Wow.
US. So yeah, that was great.
So how did you get your interest in fashion and clothing and all that? Because you're pretty knowledgeable on it. Did you just always have an interest, or?
No, not at all. I've learned so much.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know 99% what I know now.
Right.
So I
And
learned.
was it just learning from Hard Knocks, or is there some YouTubers that you kind of?
Yeah, YouTube. Lots of YouTube. Started off with Rally Roots and just kept going from there.
$12.50 for it, and I sold it for $275.
Wow.
Either that or those headlights. Pair of headlights for they came off a 2016 Dodge half-ton. I paid $10 for the pair and sold that for $340.
Oh, nice.
Chris, what about you?
Mine is still that it's a brand new DVD combo that I picked up, like new in the box, sealed. I paid $45 for it, and I sold it for $400.
Right. Yeah, that's isn't it crazy how you can find old electronics like that, and you just hope you don't want to open them up because then they're not sealed in the box anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was thinking if I should because I didn't think of it's too good to be true for it to be sealed.
Right.
So obviously I took a chance and just kept it sealed. I didn't want to. I took the person's word for it. It was an older lady, just trying to get rid of it.
Right. That's like that razor I just sold, the Braun. The box was messed up, so I said open box. So then the guy texted me and said, "Are you sure it's not used?" So I kind of just pulled it open and pulled the razor out, took a picture of it, and of course it was no signs of no hair, fingerprints, nothing on it. It was new. It was the cord was still wrapped up in a plastic bag and all that. But I found on listings you better be over honest than under honest.
Absolutely.
No surprises.
Yeah.
So Cliff, they were talking about on the Bearded Picker this morning about auto parts right now are good bolos because a lot of everybody's laid off or people are laid off. They got time now to do projects and guys are working on their cars and so they're looking for parts and all that. So if you've got any parts, that was what bolo they gave. They gave coffee makers are good if you got coffee makers to sell right now because Starbucks is pretty much just drive through. So it's no takeout. So people are like having to make their coffee at home. So that was a good little bolo.
Yeah.
And then of course, like the toys and all that. Everybody's looking for stuff to entertain their kids.
Yeah, games has been doing pretty well for me right now. And so I've been trying to grab a lot of that type of stuff because I know kids and people will be doing a lot more hobby.
So are you guys still able to go out and retail arbitrage and buy, or are there still places to go, or no?
I mean, I there's still like Walmart and stuff if I really wanted to, but I'm done sourcing at least for the time being. My last time I went sourcing was last week.
Yeah, I think everybody's talking about debt piles and all that. I got enough stuff. I could source my house probably for another month or two, but I got to start listing it,
Yeah.
It's like a security blanket. You think you got all this stuff worth something, but it's not worth something until you've sold it.
Yeah.
It's just sitting around.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to list still. I've been trying to list at least 10, 15 a day. It's my goal.
Yeah.
I had this huge lot that I picked up. That's probably gonna be my next video with my last haul. It was like a huge DVD lot. There was like the majority of them were box sets that were all sealed.
Wow.
And yeah, there was probably about 265 in total. It was a mix of box sets, DVDs, and audiobooks. And I paid $80 for everything.
Was that like a yard sale?
No, I used one of the apps, Let Go.
Okay, yep. Yeah.
I just posted it for like an hour. And when I got to his house, he said like 30 people messaged that guy because he was selling it for 100. I said, can you do 50? And he's like, no, I can't. It's too low. It's too low. He said, can I do 90? I said, can you do 80? So then we agreed on 80.
And then you actually showed up.
Yeah, and I showed up like within probably 15 minutes. I
Right.
Yeah.
That's where he's wishing he had held out for 100 because it probably was all worth, every bit of it. But there's something to be said about just getting it sold, getting it out, getting your cash, moving on.
Yeah, no, but the other thing was like he had a whole bunch of other stuff too that he's like trying to get rid of, and so I bought a couple other things too from him too. So he says that he grabs a whole bunch of stuff every now and then, so he's gonna message me every time he picks stuff up, and he's gonna let me know if I want it or not. So I think we've established like some sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned that too. When you take I've backed off offer up and let go, but when I was selling on there, if I had an item sold and we did a pickup, I always brought extra stuff, other stuff that I was selling, because who knows, they may not have seen the listing, or, they've got a $50 bill, they owe you 30 and they got $20, you could get maybe another $20 out of them. Throw them some more junk, let them buy it.
Yeah.
Wes Max is headed out.
Night, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig, I'm enjoying that time I have with my daughter while she's still young. How about you, Cliff? Have you done any type of like sourcing before this whole thing happened like, to keep you busy?
Not really.
So, Cliff, I went to Walmart to get the boys some BBs, and then I said, "Well, hey, man, you guys got a shotgun?" They had like a single load shotgun, which, well, if you need a single load shotgun, you might as well just make it out of some black pipe. What is it called, a Ram shotgun? So I said, "Well, what about a 22?" And they had 122 left. So I said, "Okay, let's do the background check." They said it was going to be an 8-hour background check because they were backlogged or whatever, because gun sales are going through the roof down here. And what is it? 2 days later, they still haven't called me, which I don't need. I don't necessarily need that 22, but it was only like $99, and I figured that was the next step up for the boys from a BB gun to a 22. Now I don't necessarily even want to go into Walmart just because I don't want to be exposed to all the nutsos that are in there. And then I don't even know if they still have the 22 rifle. They probably sold it to somebody else.
Yeah, I heard like guns and ammunition have been pretty popular right now.
Yeah, the price has gone up. And you can't get it. It's gone. Not that I'm a big shopper of that stuff, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get that bad, but you just don't know. It's like open up the garage and take some of my junk.
That's cool. Oh, I think the best thing to do is always stay busy. Like
Yeah.
I think it really helps. Like I have my parents. They're just sitting at home right now. Like they don't even go out. Like I try to offer to get stuff for them so that they don't have to go out.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I think keeping busy is what's going to help you stay sane. I'd say, because it's going to mess with you when you get cooped up in the house for too long. You need to get that fresh air every now and then.
We're having just staying busy, but then also it's like everything's up in the air. Like, what job could you go get? Or, if my wife loses her job, because she's the primary income maker, she's the one that has the benefits. And it was kind of agreed after she finished up her teaching career that I would probably go back to work. Who knows? And then, we're talking about my sister got laid off. My sister-in-law is in medical supply, and she's busting. She's the one that gets all the different equipment when somebody's like in hospice, the beds, the walkers, the chairs, all that mess. And they're not like wearing masks like they should. And that's what it's going to take, I think. Americans don't want to wear the mask, but the curves are showing the countries that wear the mask, their curves have started leveling out. The countries that don't wear a mask, the curves are just going up and up and up. So we've got to start wearing masks. But yeah, staying busy, man. They've had they matter of fact, my neighbor across the street, he's a flight paramedic on a helicopter. And I said, he's getting a lot of calls. And he had one last night, flew out to the county, and it was a domestic dispute, three gunshot victims. I don't know if they died or not. I don't really watch the local news,
Mhm.
but it was a domestic dispute over something. And it's probably, these families are having to spend time together that normally don't, and they start drinking, and, the weather's getting a little warmer, and next thing you know, the guns started flying.
Yeah, that's crazy. So do you? Sorry. Go ahead.
Now I was reading what it said. I've been wanting to get a gun, but this may not be a good time. So I don't. Sue, she sells what Sue was talking about. Respectfully, if things get tougher, people are going to start selling their stuff, and who knows what people are going to want to sell. I definitely don't. I don't know if I'd try to right now in these tough times show up to a deal trying to buy somebody's gun though. I don't know if that'd be super safe. So I definitely. She said what Balmick said. I wore my mask today. Yeah, I've been doing gloves. I've worn a mask one time, but from now on it's going to be a mask. I don't care what people look at me funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird that you don't have it nowadays.
Right. Well, here in America, they said, oh, it doesn't help. Well, the reason they said that is because we don't have a supply. They're struggling to get supply just to the medical profession and the people that are on the front line. So of course they're going to tell us, oh, you don't need a mask. But it's like, well, if you don't need a mask, why are these guys in like hazmat suits, rolling these people through the hospitals? Because it's a serious deal, Yeah. Something is better than nothing, bandana or something over your face.
Yeah.
So you don't rub your nose and mouth. We're bleaching. We've got bleach spray here. We spray down the faucets and the handles, and my brother, it's like you got to be clean anyway, but it's like it really makes you realize all the stuff you touch and how often you touch your face, how often you itch your ears, and we've always been a big time kick the door open or hold the door open like when you're in a public restroom. I hate touching public restroom doorknobs and push handles and all that.
Oh, me too.
And then because I tell my boys it's like touching somebody's guy's penis, man. If they haven't washed their hands and they're touching the door and then they're going out and touching the keypad, ordering their sandwiches, or they're going over the lottery machine and touching that, or the spigot on the coffee thing, and it can gross you out, man.
Yeah.
Or the money, the guy gives a $10 bill and then you need a $20 bill and you get his $10 back and he's been touched. Ah, gosh, if you really think about it, bitch. Oh. So. Yeah, there'll be more and more people starting to wear masks, and rightfully so. Respectfully, I would expect that. They had a picture of they had cut back the subway routes over in England, so there were more riders and they had subway cars, so they were packing them in. Nobody had a mask on.
Oh man,
like sardines. And it's like, oh, everybody's invincible. Well, let's see how invincible we are in 2 weeks. So. Yeah. I was over in RV Deb's Journey too. She lives in an RV and she's got like a show she does. And she had 35 people in her chat and she asked, does anybody know anybody yet that's got COVID-19? And nobody, maybe one person had said yes out of 35 people. In a matter of a week, I bet you the same people are asked that same question, more of us are going to know people that know people.
Yeah.
My buddy, the flight paramedic across the street that's in helicopters, he's freaking out, but he said, I know I'm going to get it. Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Which I don't think everybody should live in fear of getting the virus. That the tough part is just what it's done to our future, possibly with the economy and the runs on food and everybody just being safe and possible inflation. And that's the stuff that, if you got to pray about stuff, pray about that. And plus everybody staying healthy. But most of us are going to get it and just get through it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because you think now it's like any sort of like headache or a little scratchy sore throat. Oh my gosh, and it's like you just don't know. You don't know. I know right now I would not go to the hospital unless it's like I'd go across the street to my neighbor, let him treat me.
Yeah.
Well, you go to a hospital nowadays, you're almost guaranteeing yourself you're going to catch something.
Yeah, it's just like your car dealership taking your car in to get an oil change. It always comes out with more problems.
That's so true. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Do you guys have any questions as well?
Yeah, man, let's do some questions. So, yeah, Fat Girl Sewing said about the rise in domestic violence crimes, definitely. And springtime, it just gets people out of their cabin fever and they're starting to drink more. And then now that you've got to be quarantined and you possibly lose your job and, and you don't have any money and people are going, and there's more accidents now too because people are in such a hurry. They're not paying attention. They're on the cell phone. They're freaking out,
Yeah.
What else I wrote down? I don't have other questions for you guys.
What would you say is your least favorite part about reselling?
Listing. In the beginning, I was terrified of shipping, but I started off selling. Well, my first thing was golf balls. Then I did DVDs and vacuum cleaner bags. So I kind of learned my shipping with first class shipping, media, mail, easy stuff. But right now, my least favorite, I don't like listing.
Yeah.
And that's like a major deal because you can't, if you don't list it, you're not going to sell it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
There, Val had a question there, Cliff.
We hate it.
What's one food you hate?
Vegemite.
Green peas for me.
I'm gonna go with jackfruit.
Are you a big jackfruit guy?
No, I hate it. I
Oh.
hate it with a passion.
Have you ever tried to make barbecue out of jackfruit?
No, but I heard that it's a good alternative for actual meat.
Yeah. I don't like liver. Ugh, I cannot stand livers. So one of the challenges, it'll probably be next week, is we try to do different things with our kids. If you're right-handed, start trying to do everything with your left hand. Now's a great time to learn how to, bilingual or whatever. So we're going to start like if you brush your teeth with your right hand, try to brush your teeth with your left hand
Yeah.
and see how different it is. You know, everybody's got a little bit more time now. That might be a good little challenge. Oh, yeah, liver is bad.
We were going through some tough times when I was younger, and it actually got to the point where the food bank started turning us away because we were using them so often. This was really early 90s. So there was one time we went probably 3 days without any meaningful meal. So I think that's what taught me to eat what was put in front of me.
Right. So Tracy likes jackfruit.
Oh. There's a good reason though why I don't like it, because like I always, whenever I ate stuff, I always found one of my family members that were cooking something, they somehow hid jackfruit into the thing I was always eating.
Right.
So I was like, this doesn't taste normally like the way I remember tasting it. And they were like, why is it different? And I'm like, what is this? Like, oh, we put jackfruit. I'm like, and then they did it for like everything that I enjoyed.
Right.
So that's why I started to hate it even more.
My mom would do that when my fraternity brothers would come home from college. If she found out like somebody didn't like broccoli, she would specifically put broccoli in the recipe. You know,
Yeah.
and they ended up eating it most of the time. They liked it. My mom could throw together some meals.
Patty said bullet. Bullet is a Filipino dish of it's basically like a duck fetus. I don't know if you guys heard of that. And you crack the egg and then you can actually see some of the like the actual duck. Sometimes you can see the beak and stuff, but it's all dead and like they just eat that whole thing. It's pretty gross. I think it's been on Fear Factor at one point too.
So, not the stereotype of, are you Filipino?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So you like karaoke?
Yes, I do. I love every second of it. I have one downstairs right now.
You got a karaoke machine?
Yeah.
I did one New Year. We were going around bar hopping and all that when we were single, and we ended up in a Filipino restaurant. It was one of my friends and it was the only time I did karaoke. I sang Love Shack B-52s, or I attempted to sing it. I don't know if I did, but everybody was so wasted it didn't really matter. The Lobsters in the town.
Yeah, speaking of karaoke, there's lobster.
Hey, lobster.
A pinchy bug?
So, for some unknown morbid reason, I want to ask for more details.
Curious what a pinchy bug is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Pinchy bug.
That thing has got the little claws at the back, and it's brown and it stinks.
Oh,
That
I don't
sounds
know.
brutal. That kind of made a description of a bug like that makes me appreciate Alberta winters.
Because you barely see any, I guess, during the winter.
Well, no, bugs don't get very big out here.
We've had a mild winter, so there's supposedly the bugs are going to be really bad this summer. So are any of you guys into gardening at all?
Not really.
I can garden.
All right, what do you like planting, Cliff? What are your 3 like crops that you like?
Ooh. Well, gotta be potatoes.
Sweet potatoes or regular?
Nah, regular.
All right, what else?
Tomatoes because of the challenge. If you're in a windy area or even early or late frost season, you gotta be pretty particular with them. And up until a couple of years ago, corn was one of my favorite.
And what's up? Why not any more corn?
Well, I quit eating grain.
Oh, that's good. Okay, gotcha. All right, so back to tomatoes. Does anybody have any tips on making tomatoes grow and produce more fruit? I've heard everything from putting banana peels in a hole to fish heads to. Have you heard that, Chris? Fish heads, raw fish heads in a hole before you plant your tomato plant?
Not fish heads, but I've heard banana peels. I know my mom does that
Okay.
when she plants her tomatoes. She does like a lot of like cherry tomatoes and grape tomatoes.
Yeah. I'm trying to do big major garden this year, more than I've ever done in the past because I just want to make sure I got some food for my kids.
That's a great idea.
I'm going to do a lot of container gardens. I planted some spinach today, some radishes, sunflower. I like sunflowers. They just make me happy. They're a solid flower. Yeah, Junk Girl Patty, did you see that guy? Is it permaculture? Was that the guy that was talking about that where he did, he had 4 tomato plants. He did 2 with fish heads, 2 without. And at first, the ones without were really growing much more than the fish head ones. But then when they started producing fruit, the fish head ones produced a lot more fruit. And then when he dug the plants up at the end, there was hardly nothing left. The fish was about gone. I think it was permaculture was the name of the YouTuber. Coal in the soil. Okay.
Interesting.
I love getting these little tips. Columbine flower.
Yeah, it's definitely too early here to do any type of planting.
I think we're normally April 7th is our frost date here in Virginia, but I'm hoping we don't get slammed with any below freezing temperatures. I've already put out some seeds, and then I've done a lot of potted seeds. I guess if it gets cold, I can bring all the pots in or cover them with plastic.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to grow 420 marijuana, but I never have. I think you can get a permit in Virginia, but I never have. Just for the fun of it. Never smoked it.
You never know when you'll need it.
Never know. You don't.
With everyone stuck at home, it'll be a good side hustle.
I like cucumbers because then you can vinegar, salt, pepper, vinegar, pickle them, or just marinate them with some good apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper, ice cubes, squash, butternut squash.
Have you ever tried fermenting?
No, who's the who's the school teacher late? She does not frost. It's similar to fermenting. Oh my gosh, I'll think of it. But she just picketed up in Detroit for her schools, and then they got closed the schools down. I don't know if they got a contract signed, but she does fermentation stuff. But it's kefir. It's called kefir. Is that right? Kefir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kefirs. Yeah, I want to get a like a cabbage pot where you soak it in salt water and do like slaw and stuff like that. What's Jody laughing at? He's really quiet.
Some good dialogue on.
Comments.
I
How
guess
are the
Captain was
comments good?
shifty.
Yeah, okay.
I think one thing I've always ended up taking from my mom's garden is kale.
Kale. Yeah.
Yeah, she always grows kale.
Now, do you steam it and then put vinegar on it, or what do you do? How do you eat it?
No, I usually have it as like kale Caesar salad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tracy said kimchi.
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not.
kale's pretty easy to grow, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've got to watch. I take blood thinners, so I can only eat so many greens, and then I have to adjust my Coumadin.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Guys, it's how are you guys doing in the chat? Got 18 people in here right now, so thank you guys for coming to this. And if you guys haven't subscribed to John over here, Dad's Vintage Garage, please do so.
Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me. I appreciate it. I didn't know if it added any value or anything, but Cliff and I were talking, and you had me locked in here for 3 weeks, Cliff?
Yeah.
And it worked out great because, it's just like everybody, not sitting around, but you got a little bit more time and all that. So just everybody stay positive, man. Keep that mental health up. Take a breath.
Idle hands are the devil's playpen.
Right.
I think one thing that we appreciate, even for you to be here, it's just understanding your story, and because I know everyone is different. Each person has their own journey of how they started and what they're doing now. So it's just cool hearing what what other people are doing to help them grow in the reselling community.
Yeah, I learned a lot from you guys, from everybody, really, the different niches and the bolos and all that. And hopefully somebody can learn a little bit from me. I don't, everybody's so willing to share too, that's a neat thing. So thank you guys. If you, anybody that's subbed, I love comments on any of my videos. We've got so many different, I had my little sidekick Kindle, and then she's kind of backed off. Wanting to do videos. I don't know what happened, but of course that's probably better YouTube friendly anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
On not having your kids on the your videos. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out our niche or whatever. It's kind of all over the place. So.
Yeah, you got a couple of subs out of the show anyway.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you guys. Where are we? I don't even know. We're up to like what, 450, 440, somewhere around there.
Nice.
Somewhere around there. I like doing lives, but I like doing like I've done no editing. I guess if I learned how to edit, I'd probably do more. But I just film it, and put it up, just day in the life of what dads do.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey guys, I'll pop off here and then I'll let you guys close your show out. Is that how you guys normally do it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can generally stay on with us until we end it, but
Okay. All
it's
right.
only up to you. But like, do you have any events or anything going on with you? Do you have any upcoming videos coming out, or where can we follow you on?
Yeah, we're gonna. I've got Dad's Vintage Garage is my eBay store name. Dad's Vintage Garage on YouTube. Upcoming videos, we're going to do a garden video, just a plant and garden video, go through our recycle bin, find out what we got. I think right now, everything that's recycled is probably going to go to the landfill. Companies aren't recycling. They're just dumping it all in the landfill. And so we've started saving all of our containers, all the papers going in a box for us to use for when we start our campfires in the back. And so we've cut our recycling stream almost in half now because we're actually repurposing or reusing our stuff. So we're probably going to do a video on just gardening, planting in different containers for the kids. I've still got a couple other ones. I've got a Capa de Monte video that I want to do on some Capa de Monte figurines, cork video. And then we'll probably just do some updates on cleaning out my eBay room. But all boring stuff, but to me it's some value because it gives me a little bit of accountability too.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
Hey, Tracy, thanks for coming out and hanging out. Kendall does miss you, even though you do cuss sometimes. Funny. That was funny.
Yeah. What about you, Jody? Do you have anything coming up?
Well, maybe like a piano video. It's been a while since I released a piano video.
Nice.
But it takes forever to learn songs. So yeah, maybe. Other than that, nothing in the whatever oven.
How about you, Cliff?
Cliff? Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty slow in this area. I don't know if I'm gonna have another 3D video because I'm running low on filament here. So
Yeah, that sucks.
What about another food one? Diet update.
another health show.
Yeah.
Another health show is on April Fool's Day.
Oh, there you go.
Probably April 2nd.
Nice.
And I'm actually not sure what I'm going to be talking about. Gotta do some digging.
Cool. I think I'm gonna have my haul video, I think, out in the next couple of days. So probably Friday I should have it out. And then next Monday is my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So tune in for that next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the next show, which is, I think it's on my channel, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Yeah, and I think that's it for now.
Thanks for hanging
Chris,
out,
I did
peoples.
subscribe to your channel.
Pardon?
I just subscribed. I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed to you.
Oh, it's okay. No worries. Thanks.